and Cairns. Can the Hawks win back-to-back for only the second time? Tyler Harvey hopes so. Can Cairns snap their 3-game losing streak? Jack McVeigh says yes. QJ Peterson, he wants to be the man, and he's more than capable.
Swackle Bullock knocks down another 3-ball.
Rolling. Oh, now he's dropping the 3-ball. And there's a big dunk from the big man, who is Jamal McGee.
Wardenberg feeling good. Knocks down the 3.
And McVeigh tosses it up.
And Marcus Lee with a ferocious flush.
McVeigh spinning, shimmying, and scoring. Jack McVeigh is in red-hot form right now. He cannot be stopped at the moment.
Yes, inside the sandpit where the Hawks are 5-6 at home this season. Round 15 of Hungry Jack's NBL continues. Look at the Mitsubishi Motor ladders. The Illawarra Hawks and the Cairns Taipans, well, they want to climb that ladder. Matt Russ alongside Brad Rosen. Brad, the team highlighted in black there. Illawarra, how big a game is this for them?
This is it. Good evening, everyone. This is the biggest game of the year for Illawarra. You look at that ladder, and there's 3 teams on 13 losses. Can you believe the Illawarra Hawks are 3 wins away from 6th spot, and they've got 3 games to do it? This is massive for them, Matty, and I'm looking forward to it.
2025 will always be the year the Hawks won their 2nd championship. At the back end of the year, the start of this season, they wobbled without Sam Froling, missing Tyler Harvey for a couple of games, but Tyler back from his lower back spasms, and look at that figure on the end. 4 made 3s on New Year's Eve.
You're exactly right, Matt. Those 3 threes at 45%. Tyler's had a bit of an up and down season, but this guy is an all-NBL first team from last year. When he gets going, the Illawarra Hawks gets going. He's one of those players that when he's on, they're great. They can win without him, but when he's brilliant, he gets them going every single time. I expect him to continue with the way he played the other night.
He's a great barometer for the Hawks. Tyler Harvey, can he get hot early today? Sam Froling, what a return from his Achilles injuries. No minutes restrictions, back-to-back double-doubles.
The 3 greatest words in sport. No minutes restriction, Matty. I absolutely love it. He's been brilliant. He's come in, he played 23 minutes in his first game on Christmas night. And yes, they got the loss, but he was great with a double-double. He was then brilliant against Tasmania the other night as well. He will just keep going every game, getting better and better. And we know that he can play with JaVale. The 4 spot does not scare him. Look for him to have a big one tonight.
Like Sam Froling, Cairns' Sam Wardenberg had to deal with some injuries this season. Since his return, there have been promising signs. New Year's Eve, 22 points against Southeast Melbourne, but today he runs into stiff big man opposition. McGee and Froling, can he be as effective again?
Yeah, I think he can. He can stretch the floor. He can be doing really well. And this is what they've missed throughout the season with him. He's that 1-2 punch with Jack McVeigh. That's a 5-man stepping through the middle. Then he can step back and knock the 3 down as well. He will be a tough cover for JaVale because he can knock that 3 down. Watch him tonight to work with Jack McVeigh in a 1-2 combo.
They came here without McVeigh, without Wardenberg, without Rain Smith, and shocked the Hawks in round 11. They've reloaded tonight, the Taipans, and the coach, he'll fancy his chances. Adam Ford might be the championship-winning coach of the year. Adam Ford, he is a roll-your-sleeves-up scrapper, and Tatum is 3-4 against Ford. Has a losing record. On this floor, in Wollongong, this will shock a few, Tatum is 0-3.
Cannot believe when you read that stat to me, it's brilliant. And Justin Tatum said in his last press conference, Cairns are my kryptonite. Look, he's going to tell his team we're not having the same situation we had a couple of weeks ago. Come out hard, come out ready, let's get this win.
There is no kryptonite for our commentary team tonight. They never miss a beat. Pete Hooley, Joel Peterson, hit us with the starting 5s.
Matty, Brad, thank you very much. Looking forward to hearing from both of you throughout the evening. Pete, Tyler Harvey back in that 5 for Justin Tatum.
Yeah, you knew he was going to come back in the starting lineup fresh off the injury, and interesting that Dave O'Hickey continues to come off the bench. I like it, right? They're setting a tone now. It's what worked last year. Pawali Bales can do his thing to start the game. I think it's a good shift from the Illawarra Hawks.
And what about matchup-wise for the
the Taipans. Matt mentioned they didn't have McVeigh, they didn't have Wardenberg when these two sides met last.
Look at this starting five, Joel. You know what you see? A whole bunch of outside shooting because the Cairns Taipans now can just all space the floor, get hot, light it up. And I tell you what, that is going to be fascinating to see. The Sam Wardenberg, Jack McVeigh, big man battle against Froling and McGee. Two very different pairs of big men.
The Hawks are going and a half outside of 6. The win takes them equal 7th with the Breakers tonight at 8-13. The Taipans win. They move up to 9th. They've won their last 3, as Matty said, on this floor. Have the Cairns Taipans as McGee goes in with some power to start.
Now that's the advantage you have on one end. Obviously the height, being able to duck in, a bit of the strength as well with Sam Froling. Interesting. I like this from Justin Tatum. A bit of a 2-3 zone because of that. And I think it took the Taipans off guard.
They've had their issues with the turnovers. What about this for a start for the Hawks?
Well, again, you get that deep, you get hit on the screen, that's got to be a straight switch. But I like that. It definitely caught them off guard. Threw it out of bounds.
Wally Bales out there starting again. I spoke last time out about how he set the tone, and Tyler Harvey gets to that left-hand floater.
Well, that's two very poor defensive possessions from the Taipans, and straight back to this 2-3 zone.
Crowd in the gong is into it early. Andrews will get an early look. Can't hit it.
Well, McGee averaging just 8.5 rebounds against the Cairns Taipans, who we've seen try to do everything to minimise his impact, go ultra small, double team him, whatever they can.
Averaging double-figure rebounds across the course of the competition, leads the league in that category. Does JaVale as he puts it on the floor there, and foul is called on Sam Wardenberg.
Two all team members from the Puerto Rican off-season. Played against each other a few times.
Of course, Sam Wardenberg was over there with Milton Doyle, and
hey, we're starting to see some signings rolling around already.
Tyrell Harrison at Myers as Froling puts it on the floor. He can't hit. Now, we spoke about the recent success Cairns have had here, Pete. It includes the game on the same day last year when they snapped a 15-game losing streak here against the first-placed Hawks at that stage.
Numerology, you're speaking my language, Joel.
They were 13-6 in that one, the Hawks. The Taipans had lost 15 in a row. And they came in and rolled them and then beat them at home a little bit later on this season as well. Froling guarded tough by Galloway, who plays his 50th game in orange this afternoon.
Better two defensive sets there from Cairns.
Well, they need to string something together at this end of the floor. McVeigh. Andrews guarded by Bales. Nice drop-off pass. Wardenberg can't open the scoring. There's a lid on that thing at that end.
Really well walled up there from McGee. And Swakala Bullock, well, normally he is money from the corner.
It's a tennis match early, Pete.
Well, they'll go back to the man-on-man when they're not taking the ball out of the basket and they can't set up their zone.
McVeigh kicked it away, and that's going to go back with the Hawks. I think Sam Wardenberg thought that had a Hawks hand on it.
He's just got to grab that. If you're close enough to do it, just got to grab that. Hands have come in a bit tight so far. And again, Jack McVeigh, who was 4-0 in this building as a jack jumper. This is his first time. He didn't play in that last game, albeit Cairns won. So we know how shooters love to play in the Wynn Entertainment Centre, and Tyler Harvey gets to his spot with the patented lefty floater.
Speaking of,
well, that's a beautiful first step there from Harvey King. Put out a piece today about some New Year's resolutions, and that's a signature that I'd love the Cairns Taipans to have locked in for a multi-year deal.
McGee can't hit that. Ball bounces around. Harvey comes up with it. Back into the lineup after some back spasms and took a chance to play with Sam Froling for the first time all season. On New Year's Eve, McGee is able to push that one home, and we've got an early timeout. 3 minutes and 13 into this one. Adam Ford wants to speak to his crew. It's been a slow start for the visitors.
They're 4 of 8 from the field are the Illawarra Hawks, and that's why the timeout from Adam Ford, because the 4 that they've missed are 3 from Swakala Bullock, which normally he makes in the corner, and the other ones have been right in the same spot, deep in the paint.
So the Hawks up by 6 in the early going here at the Tangerine timeout, 6:47 to play here in this opening term. Last 3 games for the Hawks, of course, the win, and then The two form teams in the competition before that, Pete, in the 36ers and the Kings, and didn't they play a barn burner last night?
Oh, did they what? Look back to round 13 when they lost to the Sixers by 6 points and played very well. Down some key pieces, but it was a spirited fight. And I think right now, again, everybody likes to look at teams up the top end like last night. We saw that incredible matchup, but the Hawks aren't out of it. Because of the beauty of the playing tournament, they are by no means out of it. And the Cairns Taipans, well, it's been a struggle. It has been a struggle. Now they've got some players back. They've got some good pieces to work with. They bring in Marcus Lee here for a little bit of more size and throw Jack McVeigh down to the 3. But I think for the Cairns point of view, their fans, they just want to see, obviously, some wins, but no more double-digit losses. There's talent there now. Everybody's there other than Rain Smith.
Against the grain a little bit here. The Taipans going a little bit bigger out of the timeout. Let's hear what the coaches had to say in that timeout. We'll start with Matty.
Well, Joel, last time these teams played, it was round 11 in Wollongong. It was the Hawks lacking effort and application as Jack McVeigh scores the fadeaway 2. This time it's Cairns. Adam Ford implored his men, come on, wake up, let's get into the game. Brad Rosen, over to you.
Well, very happy with the defence, but it was all about the on-ball pick and roll. He said they cannot guard it, whether it's at the top with Tyler and JaVale or side possession. Keep going to it every time as Sam Froling drops another 2.
That was 99.5% elite defense from Marcus Lee, and then not sure what happened. He just opened the door for Sam Froling to get the easiest 2 as Sam Wardenberg comes up short there.
No problem with the footwork of Sam Froling early in his return. He's still got that craft. Harvey got to that left hand push shot again. Tipped over the backcourt by the Taipans, so Bales picks it up without the over and back. Gets into a pull-up. That one fall.
Offensive rebound goes to Wiley Bales, but I'm the one somewhat, I wouldn't say, I guess, too controlled because you're slapping it back, but Sam Froling does all the hard work there as Wardenberg. Taipans 0 of 3 now from outside and a couple of good looks.
Sam Wardenberg 0 of 3 from the field in the early going here. Harvey had 4 threes on New Year's Eve, and he's heating up early here. Tyler Harvey with 6.
He struggles this season, the inconsistencies. You see the bench ready to check in for the Hawks. That is an ice hockey vibe right there. 3 guys ready to come in.
Pretty handy contributors as well. Davo Hickey among them.
Well, that's the matchup they needed to get to. When Jack McVeigh had Mason Peatling on him before in the block, that's not what the Illawarra Hawks want. They want Wani Swakala-Bullock guarding Jack McVeigh. If they're on the floor together, then Peatling trying to guard Sam Wardenberg.
Wani Swakala-Bullock did a terrific job last time out against Bryce Hamilton. You highlighted some of that at half-time of the last game. Admiral Schofield's set to check back in after a DNP last time out.
Again, he became the most NBA player experience-wise ever to record a DNP in the NBL. That last game as Jack McVeigh answers with a much-needed 3 for the Snakes.
They cut that lead back to 5. Harvey, Hickey, Blanchfield, Peatling and Peterson out there for the Hawks at the moment. QJ Peterson from outside nets that one. Hawks on top by 8. Let's go to Brad.
Just talking about the Illawarra and the substitution, and it's not by accident that they've still got Tyler Harvey on this court. 4 substitutions have come in, but they've left Tyler out there. He is such a huge part, and I wanted to throw to Pete. He's coming off a great game, and he is an NBL first team. He's such a key for this game.
He sure is, and again, I think their struggles this year, they've had guys in and out for sure, but Tyler Harvey hasn't been the player. And what is happening from a Cairns perspective on the defensive end? Now, I know there's no D in the word Cairns and Taipans, but they need to show something.
Not a lot is happening, to be fair, on that end at the moment for them, Pete. Mahave King chucks up an air ball. The Hawks have come out energised here at the Wynn Entertainment Centre. They are laying it down early. Chance for Blanchfield in the corner. And 4:59 for Toddy this afternoon.
Oh, here we go.
They whip the ball around. Harvey for 3. No good.
Let him off the hook a couple of times there.
Admiral Schofield had 17 and 11 last time these two teams met. McVeigh off the curl. He runs over Peatling. It'll be called a block on the Hawks, big fella. Jack McVeigh over his last 9, leading the competition in scoring at 26.5 a game. Included in those 9 games of 11 and 9.
Which is incredible.
Of 47 and 39.
Those scoring averages since round 9. Jack McVeigh, you mentioned, the 26.5. Bryce Cotton, 24. Then Kendrick Davis, 23. Sobey, 22. And JaVale McGee just under 20. So Jack McVeigh is born.
It is good company, Pete. Download the new NBL app. Scan the QR code on screen. All the scores, live video content, news, and much more. You can switch between the codes as well. Check out the WNBL scores. Download the NBL app. Get closer than ever to the action this season. Faye makes a couple at the line. He was 9 of 11 last time out. After the previous 2 games to that, he didn't get to the strike. Adam Ford did a little bit of a monologue about that at the press conference, and it clearly worked.
Here's the ultra small ball lineup now from Cairns. No Lee or Wardenberg. You got Schofield guarding JaVale McGee, and he does a good job there. This is what kind of worked in patches when they play up in Cairns. I think it's something they can have some success with if they don't have to use it all the time. And there's Andrew Andrews finally getting a bit of a breakdown from the Hawks defensively and gets an easy 2. 17-point
games, both of their results so far this season. Hawks in Cairns by 17. Cairns by 17 at the Hawks, as we've spoken about. Blanchfield in the corner. That one's offline. QJ Peterson the rebound. JaVale McGee tees up a 3 ball. That one's strong. 5 offensive rebounds for the Hawks in the early going. None for the Snakes. Statman to Schofield. Burrows his way past McGee, gets to the line.
Black 0. Thank you. Joel, you just plugged the NBL app. I was on the app a moment ago to see that the Hawks are out rebounding Cairns 2-1, albeit very early on in this game, but the Hawks, they lead the league for rebounding. Conversely, Cairns last in the league for boards. It'll be an important element of this game and an area where Cairns need to be much better. Pete, who are you putting heat on to get on the boards for the Taipans?
I mean, we've seen Jack McVeigh go close to a couple of triple-doubles. When Marcus Lee's out there, he's got to be commanding it. But to be honest, it's got to be by committee. They don't have the JaVale McGee types who can go in there and just clean up the glass. Everybody's got to hit a body, no second shots, and then have everybody who's not going to get back in defensive transition try to get some offensive rebounds as well. That's just the way that this team has been built.
Scored the last 6 in the game here. Have the Taipans. Hickey on the take. That won't work. He'll put it back in. No. McGee will have a go, and he gets it home.
Again, they get lucky that Hickey misses a layup, but where's the help? Where's everybody getting in there, crashing a body and keeping Hickey off the glass, and he misses again, and then JaVale McGee, well, he's going to eat that up.
6-point lead to the Hawks. Joel Peterson, Pete Hawley, Brad Rose, and Matt Russell with you. Saturday Hoops doubleheader. Tassie and Melbourne to come a little bit later this evening. Andrew Andrews wants the call, and he's needed to be careful a few times already this season. He fouled out with a technical foul in his last appearance. Blanchfield puts it on the floor. Galloway's called for the foul.
The rare 2-point field goal attempt from Todd Blanchfield. Made a career of being an elite sharpshooter. Andrews is saying that's the same one we heard Adam Ford in the press conference talk about how he can't get a foul call.
Every game. I grew up all of this. Y'all don't call it. A big man goes up, same thing, y'all call it every game.
Galloway, of course, playing his 50th game for the Snakes, as we mentioned. 147 in the NBL. He's had good games against the Hawks so far this season. So 16 and 14 last time they met. 15 and 7 in the earlier fixture.
Still stuck on that conversation there from Andrews with the referee. Do you think next time he puts his head down, he's more likely to get a call or less likely?
I don't. It's never worked that way.
I understand his frustrations. Adam Ford's talked about it, and when I go back and review a whole bunch of their games, there's definitely some calls that are missed, but he's just got to continue to keep locked in. He's so important to this team.
Statman for Schofield. Kyle Adnam getting some early run. Only the 13 points in the quarter so far. This is an opportunity for Galloway, who can't hit. Breeder pulls down the rebound. Now a chance for the Hawks to push this out to double figures. Peterson drops it off. McGee inside, gets fouled as he just tried to sling it home.
Small ball lineup's getting exploited now.
JaVale McGee will head to the free throw line. Up by 7. You see there that leads the league in so many statistics. He's put together an impressive campaign, his first here in the NBL. What a resume he brings to this competition. And he's been a tremendous get for the Hawks.
Again, I like the fact that they came out in that 2-3 zone, really trying to protect both him and Sam Froling from the likes of Wardenberg and McVeigh, who can put the ball on the floor, bring them away from the hoop.
Well in excess of 1,000 NBA games of experience out there on the floor tonight. And even right now between Schofield, McGee and Jack McVeigh.
Kyle Adams can't run away there. Cody Statman's had his struggles bringing the ball up the floor, and not just a couple of games.
As have the Cairns Taipans as a whole. Pete Hickey tried to go the reverse.
I mean, the Hawks do a good job, sorry, to keep it out of Kyle Adams' hands, but he's in the game right now, so that Cody Statman doesn't have to do that. He's not a point guard.
Worked for them really well last time out. Just that full court pressure, particularly with Bawali Bales for the Hawks. So 42 seconds left in this opening term. Hawks lead it by 9. Adnam now sprints up the floor, sees an opening. Galloway in the corner, got it.
Can't do that if you're JaVale McGee. You are the strong side corner. Your position is your help, and as that player starts to cheat a little bit closer to you with the dribble, you get back to your man, especially if it's Kyron Galloway.
Might only be early, but they needed that. The Taipans just to keep touch with the Hawks as we wind down toward quarter time. 10 seconds shot to game clock. McGee, Greeter, 3 balls, strong.
Taipans will only be down 6, potentially less. They'll take that at quarter time.
Could be a one-possession game. McVeigh now stepping back, wrong-footed, got fouled.
It's going to be a 3, it looks like. Again, shooting off one leg is not new for Jack McVeigh. Any chance he can get with the shot clock winding down, he practices it all the time. When at JaVale McGee, look at that. And then McGee just cleans up his legs afterwards. He put his hand up. He got a piece of it. I'm going to check the clock as well.
So after all of this, Pete, after all that's happened in this opening term with the 4 turnovers for the Taipans and none for the Hawks, 7 offensive rebounds for the Hawks and none for the Taipans, they could go to quarter time down by 1 possession.
Absolutely, they will take that. And you look at the Illawarra, they're 1 of 8 from 3. So they started to blaze away a little more rather than going inside, because that first 3 minutes before Adam Ford called the timeout, if they wanted to turn the corner and get a layup, they were getting it at will.
A quarter in, and they've had 12 more field goal attempts, the Hawks, than the Taipans. It was a problem for the Taipans on New Year's Eve against South East Melbourne, who dominate the possession game, and the Hawks are doing the same here.
Hawks are yet to commit a turnover as well. I say that with 1.5 seconds on, when they're probably going to have to baseball pass it down, and will be their first turnover.
McVeigh misses, Lee tries to flick it home. And it is a 4-point margin at the end of the first term. A bit for both of these teams to work on. Some highlights in that opening term as well. First leg of a Saturday doubleheader in the Hungry Jacks NBL. It's the Hawks 22 to the Taipans 18 at quarter time.
Good defensive start by the Illawarra Hawks for the second game in a row. They've kept the opposition to 18 points, but Cairns Taipans had to dig deep. They fought hard, and they'll be happy to be within 4 of the Hawks coming into the second quarter, given the extent to which they've been outplayed. Brad Rosen, how was Justin Tatum feeling about that first period?
Yeah, he was disappointed as Jack McVeigh lays it up right there, but he gave 3 very simple instructions. The first one is you gave them life in the last 3 minutes by the way you play. Don't give up. The second one was we cannot take jump shots in the corner. We cannot let them have those jump shots. Close out. Make sure you give them nothing in the corners. And the last thing is don't take bad shots. Get to the hoop.
Matty and Brad, thank you both, as Andrew Andrews, well, he followed Justin Tatum's advice, gets to the hoop and ties it up at 22.
And we're going to have a chat about it. The Illawarra Hawks, Justin Tatum is not happy with the first 35 seconds. And let's have a look at the Amy replay. Defensive transition, where is it? McVeigh scored first, and then Andrew Andrews just put his head down. And no resistance whatsoever. We've got a tie ball game.
Indeed we do, 22 apiece, only half a minute into this second term. The Hawks with some work to do. Let's hear from Tyler Harvey pre-game. He caught up with our own Brad Rosen.
Starting the game seems what really makes the Hawks team Hawks, and I say that because you guys did start really well, but there's been times this year where you haven't, especially the last game here against Cairns. You got to get that right start today.
Yeah, I think that's been a big point of emphasis for us throughout the whole year. There's been games, like you said, where if we don't start with that energy, it's sort of we're dragging all games. So I think now in the back end of the year, there's no excuses to not start each game with that high level energy, and I think last game was a good start for that.
Well, the start was all right, Pete. It's just been the interim after that.
I'll tell you what, just quietly, just Brad's voice and asking that first question, I was just stuck in a trance. One of the best is our Bradley Rosen. Let's see what the response we get here from the Hawks.
Looking forward to Brad's series of audio books.
Hey, that's where I was going with it. I'm glad you picked it up. Because you're going to get a foul called off the ball there on Andrews.
What kind of thing you get?
Oh, he has his podcast, but
I want some sort of some fiction from Rosen.
look, I'm not against him having his own personal read of Harry Potter. I'm not against it. I'll chat to him afterwards.
Yep, little lucrative business opportunity there. As Sam Froling finds his own opportunity in the lane and banks that one home. The big fella's got one more to come at the line.
And I love that from the Hawks. Again, I spoke about it the first 3 minutes of the game. That was where they had the advantage. They were just barreling inside, whether it was through penetration or feeding the big fellas down low. There was no resistance from a Cairns point of view. Go back to it. Instead, they shot 1 of 8 from 3 in the end in the first quarter and allowed Cairns to get back in it.
Free throw was a little bit strong from Froling, so it stays a 2-point game. Minute played here in this second term. Adam now trying to make something happen. Harvey and McVeigh get tangled up. A foul on the play. Let's go to Brad.
Yeah, I was just listening to that timeout, and Tatum said, I am not going to be giving them any runs. Don't make me have a timeout. He was absolutely filthy at his players because they're just not playing with the energy that they need to. He's told them, get back out there or I'm going to make those substitutions. Now, just so you guys know, I've done nothing with Harry Potter, but I do live under the stairs. That's all I'm allowed to be in.
Hey, Brad, just give me all. I just need to say it's just always.
Always, you know that.
See, that's it. That's Snape right there. That's Snape right there.
Roddy's flying everywhere. The two nines get tangled up. McVeigh and Swaka Labullock off the ball. Sam Wardenberg driving on Boali Bales and got hacked.
He's not your traditional centre, is Sam Wardenberg. Or his traditional spot is a power forward, but he's going to mix that up with Jack McVeigh. He puts the ball on the floor extremely well. You go back, if you ever caught any of the highlights of him in the Puerto Rican League, it was so fun to watch. Again, he is going to be a fascinating signature in the off-season.
Indeed. There'll be plenty of teams chasing, but putting pen to paper with the big Kiwi, the Auckland product, Sam Wardenberg. His third season here in the Hungry Jacks NBL. At the free throw line, shooting a pair. Down by 2. Tie it up here again at 24 apiece. Paul Peterson, Pete Hawley, Matt Russell, Brad Rosen with you. It was Tassie and Melbourne United, second leg of a doubleheader to come at MyState Bank Arena a little bit later on this evening. 2 more tomorrow as well. New Zealand, Perth, Brisbane, Adelaide, Sydney, Southeast Melbourne rounds out this round of hoops. Wiley Bales got rid of Andrews, showing off a little bit of the handle. It's the mid-season signing for the Hawks. Peatling looked for the handoff with Harvey. Lock 2 from Mason Peatling is cash.
Well, what they were trying to get to was a quick little pin down for Sam Froling to seal deep. Just took a while for them to get through that set, and in the end, Mason Peatling said, if you're not going to respect my mid-range jump shot, I'll just shoot over you. This is where they'll have an advantage. This is where they can have the advantage. Sam Wardenberg, he can shoot the 3, he can shoot the mid-range, he's got to step back, and he can go all the way to the hoop.
When he gets to the line, he's pretty proficient as well, as we've already seen. Took some contact from Peatling and Froling, so he saw both Hawks bigs, and
not much in that from a Froling perspective, but also that's going to be a straight switch. Mason Peatling, Sam Froling, just switch that.
Hungry Jacks NBL Ignite Cup final presented by Disney Plus is coming up. Feb 22 on the Gold Coast, of course. Next Ignite Cup game, Melbourne and Cairns in Bendigo on Wednesday. Scan the QR code on screen, get your tickets, nbl.com.au/Ignite Cup for updates, including the all-important ladder as we get down the stretch of that.
God's country.
Absolutely. Looking forward to being up there. It'll be about 57 degrees, and that'll be fun. As Peatling rolls that one home as well. Couple in a row for Big Mason. These two keeping it close in the early going. They've split their matchup so far this season. Cairns have won their past 3 in this venue. Schofield for 3. That's no good. Couple of free throws. First field goal attempt for Admiral Schofield. Swakala Bullock at the other end as Schofield pulls down another rebound. That's 3 in the early stages for him. Combination of matchups and a little ongoing niggle with his hip kept him out of the game last time out, according to Adam Ford in that post-game presser.
Wiley Bales picks up the foul off the ball.
No, but if you grab your arms around him like that's not what happened.
Are they King, Schofield, Wardenberg, McVeigh and Andrews, the 5-4. Adam Ford at the moment on the offensive end.
Corner 3 from Schofield. That is where his bread is buttered. And again, Jack McVeigh still out there. I think we're going to get a 40-minute game from Jack McVeigh as long as this game stays competitive.
Hawks have led by as many as 10 in this one. And a bit of Sam-on-Sam crime as Froling takes it at Wardenberg.
Just got a wet floor. They're going to hold up really quickly. But go back to the well. Sam Froling, he's too big.
Six points for Sam Froling, 4 at the other end for Wardenberg, who's 0 of 3 from the field. Froling is 3 of 5.
What an incredible comeback it has been from Sam Froling. Not only just the way how quickly he came back, but how dominant he's been since the return. He's clearly put on some size, and it's a testament to all the hard work that he's put in and everyone around him. I know it's a team effort, but unbelievable.
Remarkable family in the sense that 3 of the 4 kids have gone through major injuries in their career and had to fight their way back. Nice finish there again from Wardenberg. Of course, Alicia had that really serious wrist injury that forced her to change shooting hands, and Harry, we know, had his own health struggles over the last 18, 24 months as Harvey King puts on the afterburners and gives the Taipans a 3-point lead.
Well, that was just the first turnover for the Hawks, and they're going to go back to Sam Froling, off-ball movement.
They look a much better team when this man's up and going.
Tell you what, you know this game we have right now? We've got a Sam off.
Yep.
Wardenberg down one end, Froling down the other.
Giving you all the Sam you can handle on this Saturday night. Wardenberg puts it on the floor.
Wow.
He is fouled. Second on Froling.
Going at each other now.
Might bring an end to this little Sam battle.
We'll keep our eye on Kyron Galloway, fellas, who's just checking back into the game. He's been standing for an extended period of time behind the bench, having his lower back worked on. Adam Ford just come up and said, "Are you right to go?" And he said yes, but he doesn't look 100%, remembering that last time he came to the gong in round 11, 16 points, a career high, 14 rebounds. He played a pivotal role in that big upset, 17-point win against the Hawks, and his team hoping he can shake those lower back issues quick smart.
Thanks, Matty. He'll be a watch. His shooting presence so valuable to this Cairns team. Wardenberg with a couple more at the free throw line. So 6 of his 8 points have come from the stripe so far. The Snakes 12 of 13 at the free throw line. The Hawks 3 of 5.
Wiley Bale shouting first play, which we saw was a lob to JaVale McGee, was the very first play. Little big screen, guard to big screen.
He likes the matchup and finishes over the top of Galloway.
Well, whether it's McGee or Froling, they've got 18 points between them. They cannot be stopped.
Wardenberg stepping it outside and hitting. Sam Wardenberg's on a bit of a heater in this second term.
This man, it's why the injury, the timing of it was just devastating. Yes, from a Cairns point of view, but from an NBL fans' point of view, it's UJ Peterson misses that one. Sam Wardenberg is an exceptional talent, so young and early in his career still, set to become a free agent, and I tell you what, he is going to get paid handsomely and have a lot of interest from everywhere, not just around the league.
Andrews outside, can't hit. Of course, 2 of the Sams will be free agents, Wardenberg and Menenga. Froling just coming back from injury as well. Peatling can't hit that one. I might give you a bit of notice here, but if you had all 3 on the market and you had to pick a Sam, who are you going with?
Come back to me.
Yep, I will. That's a question on notice for you, Pete Hooley. McVeigh fading away and getting it to fall. Jack McVeigh with the bucket. The Taipans trailed by 10 in the opening term. They now lead by 6. As we take a look at Jack's partner in crime on the Amy replay, Sam Wardenberg cashing the 3 ball. And this is a tough finish from McVeigh. Gets the friendly roll. He's got 13 points in the game, Jack McVeigh. He is perfect from the field. He is making an awful habit of putting together stat lines like this. 14 points on 4 of 4 shooting, 5 of 6 from the free throw line thus far. Foul on the play here. Cairns are in the bonus, so Dan Greeter heading the free throw line.
And to be honest, I know I'm going to sound like a fence sitter here. I don't have an answer. The more I think about it, it depends on the rest of the team around. What's my point guard like? Because you have a distinct advantage with all 3 of them compared to what the rest of them do. All 3 are completely different big men.
And that's why it's such a fascinating question. They're all at a similar stage of their career.
It's a crap question, Joel. It's a crap question.
I had to come up with something for you, Pete. Tangerine timeout. Cairns by 7, 41 to 34 with 4:25 remaining here in this second term. This is what's to come tonight from My State Bank Arena, Tassie and Melbourne. Always good fun when these 2 get together, Pete.
Well, you think about the first time they met was to open the regular season, and then a couple of weeks ago in the open air game where Tasmania just demolished Melbourne United, a chance for them to bounce back. Tasmania, they need to keep everybody behind them because the teams like the Illawarra Hawks, New Zealand Breakers, they want what they currently have, and that's inside the play-in tournament. And then Melbourne United, they don't want to be in the play-in tournament. They want to get back up the ladder to the top 2. That's going to be a fascinating game.
Indeed they do. 7-point lead to the Snakes. Let's go down to Brad.
Yeah, that was just Justin Tatum in his timeout, and he basically just said, don't let them feel comfortable. But I wanted to talk about the sports science of what is this league. Now, of course, we marvel at the way Sam Froling has been able to come back from his injuries. And you look at these little things, if you call them, that are on his Achilles. It's just to keep him warm. It's just to make sure that he's not cooling down so there's no injury. The sports science has taken over the NBL.
It's fascinating.
Never seen that before.
Well, I've seen the old heat packs and you wear them on your back or your knee, but a certain level as well, just a little cheeky little wrap around.
Very, very good eagle eye stuff from Brad Rosen courtside, along with Matty Russell at the Wynn Entertainment Centre tonight. Greeter on the reverse. That's a nice finish from Dan Greeter. They'll have lots of confidence coming out against this Cairns Taipans team after hitting a career high last time they played. West Aussie, the flying mullet, just continues to do good things for this Hawks team. Cuts the lead back to 5 here. McVeigh. Galloway puts it on the floor, just heaves it at the rim, never looked like it.
A great recovery from Hickey.
And Bales at the other end, can't finish. Who's this going to go with? It'll go back in orange.
That recovery from Davo Hickey from where he was to get back and contest that shot from Galloway was exceptional. Now, he hasn't had the impact he'd like on the stat sheet. Davo's got 2 points, no rebounds, no assists, but he is so important to their success.
There's a lot of intangibles to the table. Lee trying to free up Andrews, kicks it to the corner, McHarvey King. Marcus Lee taps it back out, only to Greeter. McVeigh's waiting for him. Greeter for Peterson.
Beautiful stroke. QJ Peterson, beautiful stroke. It's his second 3-ball of the game. Just the 5 turnovers so far in this game, 1 to the Hawks.
More bust so far this season against the Taipans for QJ Peterson. He was 1 of 8 last time out and 22 points the first time they met in round 8. Andrews for 3, that one's strong.
Shot clock winding down, that was another good defensive possession. The 9 offensive rebounds from a Hawks standpoint is, that's keeping them only down 2.
Tyler Harvey getting set to check back into the game. Jack McVeigh still played every second thus far. Peterson has it blocked by Lee. He'll stay with the Hawks with 4.8 remaining on the shot clock as Marcus Lee takes a seat. Sam Wardenberg comes back in for the Taipans. McGee across the line, stepping through and dumping it.
Well, we might see that a few more times throughout the week. JaVale McGee, 12 points, 7 rebounds. Not sure what Sam Wardenberg was jumping at. That was a trouble too. You heard Justin Tatum yelling it.
Schofield, McVeigh, no dip, doesn't fall. McGee gets up for the rebounds.
Makes the no-dip 3 look way easier than it should be.
8 rebounds now for JaVale McGee. Another turnover for the Hawks, just their second of the contest thus far on the loose pass from Hickey. 41 apiece. Hawks led 17-7 in that opening term. Wardenberg uncorks the 3. That one's short.
That's some great looks. 4 of 15 from 3. Hawks only 2 of 10 themselves.
They'll keep shooting them though, Pete. We know that. Greeter got tangled up with McVeigh, tossed it away. Mojave King is jetting up the floor once more and finishing in style.
Mojave King, lightning quick in transition. Another turnover, just the second one from the Hawks. Albeit it was Greeter falling out of bounds, but look how quick he is to get past Harvey. Hickey comes across, and the boys to finish that. I'll tell you what, Schofield looks like he didn't grab that a second earlier and could have forced it to bounce out.
Awkward from McGee, couldn't secure the rebound. Wardenberg comes in on the offensive glass off the free throw. Minute and a half to go in this opening term. It was this late clock situation that Cairns did so well in the opening term. Schofield is fouled. Locals not happy.
It's going to be McGee's 3rd. He's trying to ask the question to Justin Tatum. We'll get a better look at it here. Great pocket pass. Just there with the hit. I know he tried to get out of the way.
So JaVale's got to sit in that foul trouble graphic. He's all Illawarra Hawks.
Well, let's just be clear, that is not the Illawarra Hawks foul trouble. That is the game foul trouble.
Yes, there is only one Taipan with 2 fouls, and that is Kyron Galloway. 5 Hawks with 2 or more. Admiral Schofield, who hasn't had the returns that they would have wanted, given his pedigree. And a disappointing second half of the season so far for the Cairns import, but still time to make amends. He's doing a little bit early here, 7 points. He's 4 of 4 at the line with 3 rebounds tossed in there as well. Taipans up by 4. Looking to cause another upset and start to cause some real difficulties in the Hawks' finals hopes. Froling, beautiful feed to Hickey, who lost Schofield.
Yeah, Schofield lost him. David Hickey, one of the best off-ball movers in the league. Gets behind him and easy too.
Under a minute to go in this first half. The Taipans on top after trailing for the majority of this game in the early stages. King to Andrews. Match up with Froling. 4 on the shot clock now for Drew. Gets straight past him and walks to the cup.
Yeah, like what he saw there with the matchup. Little lefty hezzy. Quick first step.
Again, he's doing a little bit of everything.
Got to go in.
Here's Drew Andrews. Froling over McVeigh. Got it to go.
You've got to reward the big fella if he's going to do the early work like Sam Froling did there. 22 points between Froling and McGee.
25 between McVeigh and Wardenberg at the other end. The battle of the 1-2 punches tonight.
Wants another one-legged finish.
McVeigh at the free throw line. Got it to go. Jack McVeigh beats the halftime buzzer.
That's what he sizes them up for. You think you're playing great defense, and it was from Wani Swakala-Bullock, but the way he's got these finishes, the variations, it looks like he's off balance, but he's not. It is perfectly balanced off one leg. That is what Jack McVeigh does. He scores the ball with ease.
31 points in that second term for the Taipans, their highest scoring quarter of the season. Let's get some reaction with Brad Rosen.
I've got Sam Froling. You seem to be offensively finding a nice rhythm, but what's the biggest adjustment you've got to make in the court for the second half?
I mean, they're a shooting team. They're dragging us out, and then our rotations haven't been there. And foul discipline too. I mean, I guess we've got to fade away a little more to get some foul calls, but you know, if we keep going strong to the rim, it should swing in our way.
Thanks, Sam. Have a good second half. Over to you, Matty.
Sam Wardenberg's team has come from 10 down to lead it by 4. What pleased you most about the team's performance in the first half, Sam?
Just the resilience, like just getting back, you know, like we got to clean up the boards, obviously, but, you know, we're just still fighting. We're getting to the rim, you know, not avoiding contact, so yeah.
11 points at 100% shooting. You're enjoying banging bodies with Froling and McGee?
100% shooting. I've missed like 3 threes. That's okay. No, but yeah, it's great being back out there with Froling. He's playing amazing as well, you know, and it's just great competition, so I'm happy to be back here.
Good luck, Sam.
Awesome, appreciate it. Thank you.
So the Taipans come from 10 down to lead at 49-45. At the half, we're back to wrap up the first 2 quarters right after this. Justin Tatum and his Hawks have their work cut out against Adam Ford and the Taipans, because despite a slow start, the visitors have found their way in front again in Wollongong, trying to win for a fourth straight trip to the Illawarra. Lots to like about the Taipans, lot to like about JaVale McGee and the energy of Bill Bales, but Brad Rosen, the Hawks have a fight on their hands again.
Oh, I'm loving this game, Matty. I think it's brilliant the way both teams are playing. I think you look at that three-point line from the Hawks, that's where it's really affecting, but it's not like the Cairns Taipans are much better. Turnovers are low. I just think both teams have come in here knowing we want to get a win, and they're both playing very, very hard tonight.
From 10 down in the first quarter, they're up by 4. The Taipans on the back of the likes of Jack McVeigh and Sam Wardenberg. Who's impressed you for the Taipans?
Well, both those two. They've been brilliant. I thought Sam Wardenberg, the way he's been playing, the step back for hitting the threes, he's been great. But Jack McVeigh is the man. The winner, one-legged, the way he plays. It's so unorthodox, but it's not for him. That's just the way he's built his career. He goes inside, he goes outside, he rolls, he finishes beautifully, right or left-handed. He is an absolute quality player, and that is Jack McVeigh to a T.
And of course, when they came to Wollongong in round 11 and beat the Hawks by 17, there was no Jack McVeigh, there was no Sam Wardenberg, there was no problems then, and there shouldn't be problems with those two back in the lineup tonight. Yep, Jack McVeigh, as we have a look at his Blackmore's shot chart there, super efficient again.
Wow, that is why he is an Olympian right there. Look at that, 16 points from 6 shots, Matty. That is just amazing basketball.
Absolutely. Now, JaVale McGee gave the Hawks a thunderous start. Sam Froling jumped on the back of that. What do you made of Illawarra?
Well, I thought Illawarra have done everything right on the offensive end. It's just sometimes they forced it a little bit, but JaVale McGee, that's where they need to go in more. He's 12 and 8, and I know he's had a couple of dunks here, but it just feels like they haven't utilised him enough. But he now needs to stay out of foul trouble. 3 fouls was real costly. He just cannot get that fourth, because that's going to really hurt them. Keep going to him, keep rolling it in there. They can win the game through him.
Nearly a double-double to half-time with ferocious dunks like that. He will need to be careful regarding that foul problem, because Adam Ford and the Taipans are all over that. During their timeouts, they've been saying, go hard, be aggressive towards JaVale.
Well, they should, because that's what you do when there's a good shot blocker. We had guys in our career, Simon Dwight. These guys, they're great shot blockers. You look at Will Magnay. Go at the body. That's what you need to do, make the refs make a decision, and that's what they've done, and it's got him in 3 fouls at the moment. It's well done by Cairns.
We need to revisit what you said at the top of the show, and that is this is a huge game for Illawarra. Out by double figures, it was looking good. Right now, they've got to have their best half of the season.
Well, they do. I thought their first quarter was great, and that last 3 minutes of the first quarter, as they said, Coach Tatum, they gave them life. You can't afford to do that. You are 3 wins off 6th spot. I'm sitting there at the change room in Illawarra now, and I'm saying, look at the season we've had. Look at the way we've been, and we are 3 games out of that. But look at these games coming up, Matty.
The Hawks have to win to move within 2 wins of the Tassie Jack Jumpers in 6th. And guess what? They can get home and watch the Jack Jumpers. The Hawks will be cheering for United. That doesn't happen often, but they'll be hoping the Jack Jumpers go down against United. That game is coming up tomorrow, a doubleheader as the Breakers host the Cats. Then Brisbane at home to Adelaide. Finishing on Monday, a game will be at Brad, the Sydney Kings against South East Melbourne. But when it comes to last night, what about Flynn Cameron? What about Adelaide from 11 down a couple of times to beat the Kings?
What about the dancing from the Adelaide bench and DJ when he hits that big 3? Love what I saw from Adelaide. They are just a very happy team. I thought the Kings blew it a little bit. They had a chance there to win the game, but Adelaide just so good. And this man, wasn't he great? 26, he hit 5 threes, I think from 6 attempts. Everything he did was just absolute. 25 points, I should say, for Flynn Cameron. Kendrick Davis was good, but that man there, he was the MVP last night.
I love the call from John Casey, Leonard Copeland. They said it perfectly. He did it inside, he did it outside, he did it everywhere that was required at 90% from the field. So last night, well done, Flynn Cameron. Who can match that today for the Hawks or the Taipans? Do the Taipans go on with it, or is there a Hawks fight back?
No, I'm going to give it to the Hawks here. I think Justin Tatum will make the adjustments. They'll come out hard in this 3rd quarter and start to build a lead.
Put your feet up and enjoy the second half here with more still to come later on. It's the Jack Jumpers at My State Bank Arena against Melbourne United.
Half-time in the Gong. It's the visitors who lead by 4. The Cairns Taipans 49, the Illawarra Hawks 45. The Hawks trying to stay around the postseason chase. A win for the Taipans will elevate them above the Brisbane Bullets and into 9th place on the Hungry Jacks NBL table. Joel Peterson, Pete Hawley, Matt Russell and Brad Rosen with you in the first leg of this Saturday doubleheader. Jack McVeigh's got 16 points on 5 of 6 shooting. JaVale McGee's got 12 at the other end to lead the Illawarra Hawks, and there's a couple of 1-2 punches in McVeigh and Wardenberg, and McGee and Froling that are making a real impact in this game, Halls.
Yeah, they sure are. I mean, from an Illawarra perspective, had a big advantage using their bigs, McGee and Froling. And Adam Ford, well, he's just given the ball to Jack McVeigh and Sam Wardenberg, and good things have happened. Admiral Schofield's been good off the bench. He's got 7 points, 4 from the free throw line, a couple of rebounds. Big second half.
Plus 11, Admiral Schofield. It's Skilly for the Hawks, who need every win they can get as they try to chase down the Tassie Jack Jumpers, who sit in 6th spot at the moment as Froling gets to his left hand to start the second half. Galloway picks up his 3rd foul. Sam will go back to the strike.
And this has been a bit of a scout on Sam Froling over the years, is he wants to stay on the right shoulder, left hand, but being a true lefty, why wouldn't you? And I tell you what, Galloway was essentially inviting him to spin back and finish with the right, but he was too big, too strong, and just went straight over the top. If you're Galloway, you've got to really continue to get even higher on that side and trust that when he does spin back, someone else will come and help you, or you just live with the result.
It's Galloway at the other end. As you mentioned, game number 50 for the Taipans tonight for Kyron Galloway. Played 48 with New Zealand, 49 with Adelaide. He finally gets to 50 with the one club tonight.
Another one-legged finish.
McVeigh on Swakala Bullock with a spin added in. Degree of difficulty was a bit too great even for Jack.
Fantastic defense from Wani Swakala Bullock, and that's a backcourt. So, Pawali Bales thought he timed it perfectly. Justin Tatum, I think he's just a bit confused as to how could possibly happen. No pressure.
That's they're the kind of things that have plagued the Hawks all season, right? Just those careless sort of mistakes throughout the course of this year.
Oh, it's very close.
It's the 3rd turnover for them. The Cairns had 4 turnovers in the first quarter. They had none in that second term as Galloway cans one from outside.
Miscommunication on pick and pop. He said about this Cairns team, everybody can shoot it.
Galloway shooting, making a 3rd of his 3s this season. Froling goes back to work on him again. Again, he gets to his left. It's too easy for Sam Froling.
If you're going to continue to play him that way, he's going to score at will every single time. He's too big, too strong, and too crafty.
Galloway tries to toss it in, and Sam's now using his left foot as well as his left hand.
That's what I'm talking about, just sizing up. Off-ball movement is great. Attempts to go there, and again, if you're Galloway, I know you're probably doing the right thing by trying to cut off that drive right, but in the end, you essentially want to invite it and just wall up and make him finish it over the top. As soon as you cut it off, his eyes light up and say, no worries, I'll happily get back to my left hand.
Andrews off the touch pass from King, backs his way on Bales, can't finish.
It's not, yeah, glad he didn't complain about that because it's not a foul. That's just great defense, good discipline from Bales.
Harvey outside, pulls the trigger, and Tyler Harvey hits the target from deep.
Again, miscommunication defensively from the Taipans. You can't leave to switch back until you come together. You can't just point and say, okay, now go. If you aren't on the same page, if you're a step slow, good shooters are going to acknowledge that, and they're going to step up and knock it down.
Hawks back on top. Early in this 3rd term, Galloway for a lead change, no good. Bales with the rebound. Out there with Harvey, Swakala Bullock, Breeder and Froling. To start off this 2nd term, no JaVale McGee sitting down with the 3 fouls. Admiral Schofield getting set to check back in for Cairns. Breeder on the perimeter. Sizes up Wardenberg, gets underneath him and flips the reverse home.
Great patience, thought Wardenberg had that covered, but Breeder just kept his dribble alive. Used the basket as a bit of his safety.
10 points to 3 out of half-time. Going very early with Zorba as well in the Win Entertainment Centre as Bales relocates to the corner. He can't hit. Froling pulls it down. There's bodies flying everywhere. And Tyler Harvey knocks another one in. Timeout, Adam Ford. 13-3 run in 3 minutes of basketball for the Hawks.
Tell you what, don't look now, but Tyler Harvey is back. 12 points, 5 of 7, got lucky on the offensive rebound, but look at the Amy replay. When he's feeling good, he can score with the best of them. Great to see him smiling again. The Hawks are loving it. Quick timeout here from Adam Ford, because this is not the first 3 minutes he was hoping to have from his team.
12 points now for Harvey, 15 for Froling. They are 7 of 9 for Froling and 5 of 7 for Harvey from the field. So getting it done very efficiently indeed. And the Hawks have absolutely flown out of the blocks to start this second half. Put on 13 points in less than 3 minutes. It's not quite Tracy McGrady type pace, Pete, but it is rapid.
But it was the way they did it, right? It was easy. Sam Froling was just picking them apart in the low post, facing up, getting to his right shoulder, left hand. Tyler Harvey, they had a miscommunication on a late switch back, hit his first three, and then the offensive rebound. You can call it unlucky, but they've got to come up with that. Fell in Tyler Harvey's lap, and he said, thank you very much.
Tyler Harvey hasn't hit the same highs as last season, but he's still so important to this team. He's 2 of 3 from outside. He's closing in on 500 made threes here in the NBL. 6 away from that milestone now. The Hawks lead by 6, 58-52.
Long standing now.
King in the corner. Would have been an important one.
Well, they've turned it up defensively. Have the Hawks.
Turned it up at both ends here to start this second half. Rolling almost fumbled it away. Guarded by Schofield now, fading away the big fella. Can't hit. Taipans will secure the rebounds.
Well, tackle hitting that little fadeaway, but you see it's not the right hand hook shot. If he goes to the left shoulder, it's going to be that fadeaway, little mini jump shot.
Andrews to Schofield on the perimeter. That's an important one as he rattles it home. 3-point Hawks lead. Let's get courtside to Matty.
Yeah, that last time out called by Cairns was just a rev-up opportunity from Justin Tatum. He said, you got 60 seconds until I make subs. Go out there and run. Funny game basketball, Brad, because the second quarter was Cairns' second highest scoring quarter of the season. Since then, points a bit harder to come from.
Yeah, look, Adam Ford had his time out as Schofield shoots another 3 and misses, but he was very disappointed. He said Illawarra are having everything they want. The physicality, where Sam Froling's getting the ball, where they walk it to, he says, up the physicality, we get back into this game.
Last 2 minutes have been an individual workout for Admiral Schofield. He's just getting them up.
Trying to provide some kind of spark for this Taipans team. Turning over for the Hawks. The exasperation of the locals. You hear in the background. Greta comes out. Bales comes out.
Jack McVeigh still has not had a second to sit down, and why would you? Unless he needs one. With foul trouble or a quick rest, which I don't think he will or want it.
He's going all 40, isn't he?
Keep him out there. Even if he needs to take a couple possessions break on the offensive end to gather his breath, he's still a threat.
Andrews on the perimeter, 4 seconds on the shot clock. Nice find to Schofield, extra pass, Wardenberg. Beautiful ball movement from the Taipans, and Sam Wardenberg delivers a 3.
Outside of Marcus Lee, as we've said, everybody can knock down the 3 ball at a pretty good rate as well. So you just wonder if even when McGee comes back, is Marcus Lee, are they just going to continue to try and say, you know what, we have the advantage, so we're going to go to it. As Tyler Harvey continues to stay hot. 3 of 5, he's got 15 points. This is a bit of a worry now for the Taipans.
Do not need that man heating up, which we know that he can in such a hurry with the best of them. Wardenberg inside.
He's saying, Sam Wardenberg's saying that he got pushed.
Stop. Oh, sorry, 21.
Sam Wardenberg's saying he got pushed. Let's have another look at it here. He's saying Mason Peatley pushed him, no. I mean, even if he did, it's... You was still going to clean up Peterson, who was standing there for a long time.
I saw it. Peeling was straight there. You got the ball with him.
James Griggle, James Boyer, Alex McEwen, our referees this evening. Ball goes back with the hosts. 5th turnover of the game for the Taipans. They've done a good job of limiting them since the opening stages. Peterson weaving his way in the paint. Froling stepped on the chalk before he cashed the 3.
See here, so they're going to keep with this Schofield-McGee matchup. Just to try and use his frame, just to bother McGee out of it. So we're challenging the out-of-bounds call. Very rarely seen this. That must have been quick on the replay from the Hawks' perspective.
This is new.
Because the referee was right there.
And the Hawks bench was a long way away.
If they would have had the replay, you saw the computer out.
So coach's challenge on the out-of-bounds call at 61-58. It's this kind of juncture in a close game that you want to be sure about this type of thing. Take a look at Mason Peatling, bottom of your screen. Gee, that left heel does not look like it's out of the court, Pete.
At all. I mean, he's got the light blue heel, right? So the replay center, they'll zoom right in. Here we go. Oh, we'll get it too. He's in bounds. He's in bounds.
Yep. That's a legal delivery, Pete Hooley.
And again, shout out the replay assistants on the bench, because Tatum would have had no idea. Peatling would have had no idea. They would have had a quick little rewind and say, hey, I think you need to challenge this.
See them give the replay assistant some love as well. It's a great spot.
So now they're arguing that Mason Peatling's 3 should count.
Your ball on the sideline with 7 seconds on the second pad.
You can see the reaction from Joel Carlu. Couldn't believe it.
Well, I mean, the call is right. So the whistle happens now, before he goes into the shooting motion. So you can't just add the play afterwards, because then that opens a whole can of worms for different coach challenges in the future. But they get the ball back.
Butterfly effect, something. 61-58, under 4 minutes to play here in the third. Peterson from outside, he can't hit. That ball will fall out of play, and unequivocally that's going back with Cairns. Let's go to Matty Russell.
That happened, and he was jumping up, yelling across the bench. I don't know if you got it on camera.
Well, the replay says they were all over it, and that's what they're there for. It is a tough job at times, Joel, when you've got the head coach who wants to challenge every single whistle, and it's on you to decide which ones he goes with.
Peatling is able to walk it away. No look from Hickey to McGee. That's spectacular play from the Hawks.
I think you saw that play unfolding. Great run from the big fella.
14 for JaVale to go with his 8 rebounds. Wardenberg at the other end. That's a crafty finish from Big Sam.
Hard to guard. He is hard to guard. Let's have another look at this. So Hickey saw McGee. Great effort to run the lanes, and easy finish in the end. Sam Wardenberg just put the ball on the floor, getting past Peatling, and the Hawks bench is up and about. And back to the replay assistants, because every team has them now with the coach's challenge and the evolution of the coach's challenge. There'll be part of you that if you have a coach who likes to use them early, which a couple of coaches do, Adam Ford for one.
Yeah, one's on the opposition sideline.
And if you get it wrong, you're just done for the game. Just sit, you may as well go back to the locker room and crack a tinny.
Yep.
It's all over. Your work is done.
If you get a good one, what a valuable asset it is. Someone who can make those kind of discerning judgments like they did with that Mason Peatling call. McGee lost it in the air. He was fouled on the play.
He was, and Schofield wants Adam Ford to challenge this, and it was an interesting foul call. Adam Ford's going to challenge this. I thought he might. It looked like he just fumbled it. It just looked like he fumbled it in live time.
So a couple of coaches' challenges in quick time here.
Well, he gets the ball on the top with the left, but is it across the arm?
Need to see. This will be the camera that might tell us a little bit more.
I'd say it's still across the elbow. Clearly gets the ball with his hand. It's just, does he make contact with the elbow?
All kinds of traffic here for McGee to work in. This will be a...
Well, it's one of those ones. It's one of those ones that
thing, Pete.
If it's not called, you're okay with it, right? But then if you break it down, but looks like he gets all the ball. We've had 2 back-to-back successful coaches challenges.
Green lights all around.
That Twitter account, that new Twitter account's going to be working hard. Also worth noting too, so had that foul been called on Schofield and Sam Wardenberg effectively cleans up McGee, you're challenging just the initial foul on Schofield. You can't flip the foul to Sam Wardenberg, albeit if it is in the same play. Well, I come from a standpoint, if I was asked how I'd like the coach's challenge, if there's a foul on the play and it's on the wrong person, I think we need to move that foul to whoever it's on if he clearly gets whacked. Let's just get that sole possession right, but we have the last 2, and this is the beauty of it. That's what it's there for.
Indeed. So both coaches have used them judiciously here in this 3rd term. 63-61, the Hawks over the Taipans. 3:05 remaining. Joel Peterson, Pete Hooley, Matt Russell, and Brad Rosen with you. Saturday hoops in the Hungry Jacks NBL. The Jackies in United to come from My State Bank Arena this evening, 8 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time. The Jack Jumpers trying to bank every win they can as they cling on to 6th spot, with the likes of New Zealand, the Hawks, trying to chase them down in the back end of this season. Taipans win, they move up to 9th on the Mitsubishi Motors ladder. Technical foul.
He's just got to be able to rein it in. Just got to be able to rein it in. We saw the frustration in the first quarter where he didn't get a call himself. The referee said, smacked him in the face. And he had a perfect angle of it.
We're good.
It happens too often for a man of his age and his experience, Pete.
Now he's saying he wants the same one. You're spot on, Joe.
On the screen, that's what hit him. It's not like he's in his, you know what I mean? It's not like he's
Andrews.
It's inadvertent.
No, it's still a foul.
Andrews comes out of the game.
Yeah, boys, I just want to jump in here. Adam Ford, he pleaded with Andrew Andrews not to get a tech there. He got a tech, looked straight down his bench and took him out. You just can't be giving up these tech fouls in these times of games. I know it's frustrating. It happens across the league. Now that's a big 3-point difference that could have happened.
And again, I think it's the fact that it comes with compounding errors, right? You've already given up the foul. Yes, there's a bit of frustration there, but then you double down on it, and it's been, to be honest, I believe every single technical he's had in the last 2 weeks, including the one where he got ejected, was a compounding error. It just wasn't a no call that you tee off about. His good finish there from Adnam. It's been a foul, then a double down with a technical.
And he's walked that line close all season. When you bring in a guy like that to be a veteran leader of this team, you just cannot afford that kind of thing.
Spot on. Again, when they're in this game, they have every chance to win this game. Take it back from the ejection. It wasn't an ejection, he fouled out, as Peatling can't make amends for the coach's challenge. Mishap.
Marcus Lee getting set to check into the game for the Taipans. King, Adnam, Schofield, McVeigh, Wardenberg. Of course, Kyle Adnam spent plenty of time in this building as a Hawk. McGee, Harvey, Hickey, Peatling, Peterson, the 5 for the Hawks. 3-point game. Hawks led by 10 in the opening term. The Taipans took control in that second quarter, led by 4 at the half. They trail by 3 now. The Hawks have already got 21 points on the board in this quarter.
2.6 seconds left on the shot clock here. Marcus Lee checks in. So, yeah, everybody's going to say, look for Jack McVeigh. It doesn't matter where he catches it, because he's got a fadeaway that's pretty much unblockable. Mahave King got a very quick release as well, as does Admiral Schofield, which could be a little screen-the-screener action for Schofield to pop.
Here we go.
Back screen here.
Lee, Adnam, 3 ball, left it short. Minute 40 remaining in the third. Decent look out of that side out of bounds play. Kyle Adnam shooting woes on the season, deep, and he's now 1 of 18. No problems for QJ Peterson. He's up to 9 points in the game.
Foul. Easy call there on Marcus Lee.
Now they're just handing the Hawks chances to build a buffer heading into this final change.
Just don't have to do it. Just get set. Set a good hard screen.
Davo Hickey will take control of this Hawks offense. 7-13 on the season. Looking for another win to claw back some ground on 6th spot as Greta was fouled by Schofield.
That was the right call. That's twice Admiral Schofield just caught ball watching in this game. Got to keep your head on a swivel because talk about some elite off-ball cutters. Hickey's one of them. Greta's another one. Just when you think you've got everything sorted, they'll sneak up behind.
2 weeks' time, Pete. How exciting is this going to be? Hoops Fest headed out west, 15th to the 18th of January. WNBL action, of course. NBL action. It takes over the city at Perth. You can get an exclusive broadcast offer for 20% off tickets. Scan the QR code on screen. It's hoopsfest.com.au.
Last year, Dan Greta walking around in Perth.
Oh, man.
Very, very popular man, strutting through the mall.
These two teams played at Hoops Fest last year, didn't they, out at HBF Arena, and Dan Greta was the absolute star of the show.
Good memory from you.
Hawks.
I cannot wait to get out there, though. It's going to be a beautiful time of year. Some great matchups. All games at RAC Arena as well.
Lying around on the beach. As Andrews takes it in strong. McGee comes over the top. There's a foul on the play. Swakala Bullock is called for the foul, which is important, given McGee has 3 already.
You have to do it too. McGee recovered well. Would have got called there from McGee if it wasn't on one. Swakala Bullock.
Bale's got 16 and 8 in the game. Harvey 15, Froling 15 for the Hawks. Jack McVeigh's got 16. He's 5 of 7 from the field. He has not seen a lot of the ball this quarter one. Swakala Bullock has had the padlocks out and he's thrown away the key.
He sure has. And again, Cairns have also kind of gone away from him. He's not going to come off. We know he's playing 40 minutes.
Do they need to make him more of a focus again?
I'm hoping that's a hypothetical question.
It's patently obvious, is it not? As Peterson hits from the free throw line, it is now an 8-point Hawks lead.
Yeah, they've just kind of put the foot down in the last few minutes.
Starting to motor away. Can the Taipans claw back some ground? Schofield driving inside, offensive foul.
Great job from Greta to come across and get set and take it.
Third foul on Admiral Schofield. They're the kind of plays that Dan Greta is in there for.
Again, you look on that replay, he still establishes himself and kind of just uses his left foot to square himself up. So it's not as though he's still moving.
Shot clock turned off to end this third term. Taipans have led by as many as 7, Hawks by as many as 10 in the early going. QJ Peterson tosses up a wild air ball. And that is going back with the Taipans, despite Tyler Harvey's rather half-hearted protest.
Well, they need this. They need a bucket here.
They got one to end the opening term. Can they manufacture something to pull this margin back? Andrews walks into a 3, almost banked it home. Time expires, and the Illawarra Hawks lead by 8 with a quarter to play in the gong. Looking for another much-needed win in their postseason chase. They lead at three-quarter time, 72 to the Taipans, 64.
27-15 third quarter has helped the Hawks wrestle back control by 8 points, entering the final quarter of this game in Wollongong. JaVale McGee has his 15th double-double of the season. He'll be a big influence, as will QJ Peterson. Justin Tatum said these first few minutes are crucial. Give them nothing, allow them to build no momentum whatsoever. Brad Rosen, what happened at Cairns end?
Well, Adam Ford was quite composed, but he was disappointed with a 27-15 third quarter. And also the fact Jack McVeigh was 5 of 6 from the field at halftime. He's now 5 of 7. Boys, you can't have Jack McVeigh taking one shot in the third quarter of the game.
No, you can't.
Oh, and he's got 16 in the game so far.
Well, that's going to have to be his 8th too.
He does get it up. Won't go down for him. Lee with the rebound, takes it in strong. Another chance for Marcus Lee. King with the 3-ball. Got it.
Double
That's
chance.
the start they wanted.
Double chance at it. Multiple offensive rebounds. Thought Andrews got away with a little carry. But that's a big hit from Mojave King.
3 offensive boards for Marcus Lee of their 5. How do you mention 16 and 10 now for JaVale McGee. 15th double-double of the season. 4 more than anyone else. As Froling is fouled. Next best is Tyrell Harrison with 11. Of course, he's been ruled out of Brisbane's game tomorrow against Adelaide, as has Javon Freeman-Liberty for the Bullets.
Worried about Tyrell Harrison. He's had that same issue last year, some concussion issues. And again, the basketball becomes secondary with that. We hope he's okay. He was having a terrific season. And this area, Sam Froling comes back. He leads the league in offensive rebounding and rebounding. Hasn't missed a beat, but this is the one area he's continuing to have to improve on. Because I guess the stronger he gets, it's going to count anyway. Would have had a second chance at it. The more likely he's going to get hacked and sent to the free throw line.
2 of 4 tonight, Sam Froling. He was 3 of 6 coming in, so he's maintained that 50% rate in his free throw attempts so far. His 3rd game back from injury. McVeigh gets a look there. Lee pulls it down again. Another offensive rebound for Marcus Lee. And then Swakala Bullock and Andrews get a little bit tangled up. One, he didn't want Andrews to even get a look at it after the dead ball.
It definitely was a foul in there on Marcus Lee, but it was called on Dave O'Hickey. I don't think it was Dave O'Hickey. But another offensive rebound. Marcus Lee having a good job here of trying to get the extra opportunities. And Jack McVeigh, what happens when you don't go to him? He's cooled down.
5-0 boards now for Marcus Lee. McVeigh has missed a few in a row. Tyler Harvey's not missing that.
18 points now for Tyler Harvey. And here Adam Ford screaming, get over the screen. Got whacked on it.
Wardenberg driving, taken away by Froling. Hawks are out and running, and one is up ahead, throwing it down and forcing a timeout from the visitors. Illawarra out by 11, their biggest lead in the game as we take a look at the Amy replay.
Their defense leading to offense. Sam Froling leading the break, and then Swakala Bullock just out sprints everybody else.
(78-67), the Hawks' biggest lead of the game at the Tangerine timeout. 8:19 remaining in this one. And the Taipans again have given themselves a mountain to climb late in the piece.
Sure have. Just been too many chances where they let the Hawks go on these little runs. Look at Marcus Lee. He's been phenomenal. He's got 5 offensive rebounds, but he's a -11 in 6 minutes, JP. Mojave King a -20. So, for all their good work, they're leaking points at the other end.
Well, Schofield +9 on the evening for Cairns. Dan Greeter +10, so double figure ± for him again. Pawali Bales +11 without scoring. So a couple of those Hawks players having a positive impact on the game. Hawks by 11, biggest lead of the game, 78-67. Joel Peterson, Pete Hooley, Brad Rosen, Matt Russell with you. First leg of a Saturday doubleheader. And the reigning champions starting to stretch their legs. against the bottom of the table Taipans. McVeigh working his way inside. King pushes it home off the glass.
Good finish from Mojave King.
5 points for the Taipans in this final term, all of them through that man.
It wasn't pretty, but they got what mattered most, and that was a bucket.
Now they need a stop, and Tyler Harvey's got other ideas. That one.
Keep losing him. Good offensive set.
Andrews comes wheeling off the screen. McVeigh back to Andrews. Now Wardenberg, mismatch with Harvey, tried to toss it across the lane, found McVeigh eventually spinning, and no! It was halfway down and it fell back out.
I'm sounding like a little grumpy here, Joel, but for Marcus Lee, he had a pick and pop at the start of that set. There is no need to be a picking and popping if you can't shoot the three. Dive hard or go screen away, because again, you just take yourself out of it, and they had to start the offense way too late in an aggressive mindset, and there's Wani from the corner.
An important three for Wani Swakala-Bullock. It gets that lead back out to 12. It is the biggest lead of the game. Takeaway for the Hawks. Greeter's up ahead. He got fouled. And one coming for Dan Greeter. And the Hawks are hot.
You can't let them get their tails up in this arena. The crowd gets behind him, and Wani Swakala-Bullock is doing what he does best. He is locking up defensively. Dan Greeter finished through contact, if you don't mind. He doesn't need any extra reason to get up and about.
Big play for Dan Greeter. Hawks by 14. Let's check in with Brad Rosen.
Yeah, I was just listening into the timeout by Adam Ford, and he was just frustrated. He just said, we're not allowing any physicality. We're not playing on the offensive end. We're shooting poor shots. Let's go through Jack McVeigh. Those last few possessions were better, but still offensively, they're really struggling. That's just allowing the Hawks to do whatever they want.
Indeed they are. Thanks, Bradley. Another turnover as Hickey takes it away. Behind the back to Greeter. And it is showtime in the goal.
Defense leading to offense once again. Dan Greeter, great one-on-one defense. Hickey reads it. Another no-look pass right on a platter at Dan Greeter. He's enjoying himself now, Joel.
14 points to 5 out of three-quarter time. And the joint is jumping.
Oh, just put their foot down, and it's all been on the back of some elite one-on-one man-to-man defense. It's Dan Greeter, it's Wani Swakala-Bullock. That's what's taken the Taipans out of it. Yes, Jack McVeigh's missed a couple of shots he would normally make 9 times out of 10, but it comes from the pressure. It's slowly starting to wear down, and then everybody else off the ball, reading it and running. What an unbelievable run this has been.
5 double figures scorers for the Hawks. Their 2 matchups earlier this year, Pete. Round 8, it was Illawarra by 17. Round 11, it was Cairns by 17. The margin was 6:34 to go. 86-69. It is Illawarra by 17 again.
Love some numerology, Joel. Love some numerology.
Tangerine timeout with 6.5 left. Let's get to Matty Russell.
Sold out crowd New Year's Eve in the Hawks win against Tasmania. Near sellout tonight at very close to 5,000. And that roar after that Dan Greeter dunk, it was as loud as this stadium has been at any stage this season. The Hawks angling towards back-to-back wins for only the second time this campaign. Is this the start of the run? Are the champs coming?
Yeah, well, the win against Cairns earlier on in the season was the first time they got back-to-back wins. They beat Melbourne United and then beat Cairns. Justin Tatum said they're close to being back. They look awfully close now as Wani Swakala-Bullock adds another.
I'll tell you what, it's going to be crucial is their percentage as well. If they want to make this top 6, keep riding up the score.
Kyle Adnam working his way inside. That won't fall. Greeter pokes it loose.
Oh, why not Wani?
Swakala-Bullock again!
Wani going whack, whack. This game is over.
It's been a complete takeover here in this final term for the reigning champions. 19 points to 5. They are doing it at both ends.
Oh, it's all been on the defensive end first. Good unselfishness there from Hickey. That was Swakala-Bullock's first one, and the second one off balance. Bit of a heat check. He loves it. The crowd love it. And here is the Hawks. Talk about their percentage. Probably going to be hard to close that gap. But it can't hurt to continue to run up that score.
Scored the last 13 in the game.
Look at that, just hang on here, which they should. Just a couple of wins behind sixth spot with Melbourne. I think Brad or Matt said it perfectly. Very rare you would think the Hawks will be cheering on Melbourne United, but I think they very much will be after this.
Yeah, absolutely. Offensive foul. So it is really unraveling here for the Taipans. 12 turnovers, and conversely, Pete, only 4 for the Hawks.
Yeah, Adam Ford's the cue in the rack because he's taken out Wardenberg and McVeigh. So they take out their 2 superstars, and in comes JaVale McGee just to add to his 16 and 10.
Why not? They've only, so this would be, and you know, there's still 5.5 minutes left. They haven't had a game with fewer than 7 turnovers so far this season, the Hawks, and only 3 games with fewer than 10. So
well, the percentage is crucial, Joel. The percentage is crucial because they've started so far behind the 8 ball. There's still plenty of games left. They had a couple of games in hand as well to continue to ride that up as hard as they can. Every single opportunity they get like this, they need to take advantage of it.
They've got a trip to Southeast Melbourne out to the State Basketball Centre next Thursday. Then they host New Zealand. Then they go to Perth to play Perth at Hoops Fest. So they're a little bit unlucky in that regard. And then away games, Tassie and at Brisbane.
So some real big double-point games there. Some trap games thrown in there as well. But this second half, in particular the fourth quarter, has been sensational.
It's been the kind of basketball we saw from the Hawks at their scintillating best late last year.
And the issue was at the back end of the first quarter was everything was from the three-point line. They made the interior a focus since then, and it's worked. Inside, outside, here's the next 5 that you mentioned. A lot of games on the road. If they play like they're playing right now, they can win all of them. Albeit the Phoenix will be a very tough one.
Indeed. Indeed it will. Next time out. Kyle Adnam up top, off to Lee. It's been all the Hawks here in this final term.
Lloyd McVeigh action.
Well, they took one out. They have to have a McVeigh out there in this game. True. It must be sort of in the contract for Adam Ford this evening as Statman takes it away from Hickey up near midcourt. Hawks by 22. Cody Statman runs into McGee. That's the big fella's 4th foul.
No, I think that's going to be on Hickey. Oh, it's going to be called on JaVale McGee. I think Davo Hickey might have just saved Cody Statman getting on the wrong end of a highlight there because JaVale McGee is sending that to Sydney.
21-69. Of course, the Harlem Globetrotters Australia-New Zealand tour is coming up. 100 years of last joy and thrills. Your only chance to see them down under through June and July in 2026. Don't miss out. Scan the QR code on screen to buy your tickets as Cody Statman gets the first of 2 to go. Opens his account scoring-wise for the evening. Just the 6th point in the quarter. It breaks a 13-0 Illawarra run.
They've just dominated. Back into the 3rd quarter and then this 4th quarter have just put the clamps on their defense. Their one-on-one defense has been exceptional. It's been the team defense to be in the lanes, continuously moving, got his hands active.
He was offline from outside. Lloyd McVeigh at the other end can't push it home. Foul on the rebounds. Got some good minutes and some good contributions into a few of their stars. Tyler Harvey, 18 points, 7 of 12. McGee, 16 and 10. Frolling's had 16. He's 7 of 10 from the field, so another nice performance from Sam Froling.
6 players in double figures, JP.
And from Froling, 16-7 or 16-6 and 4 as well, Pete.
He's been really good. He just has not missed a beat since being out that whole time with the Achilles injury. Justin Tatum's not smiling yet because he wants them to put up 105 here.
If you had have said to me when he did it, he'll be back in December, I would have laughed at you. And then to think that he's come back and played this well, Sam Froling, it is remarkable.
Again, it's a testament to the hard work that he's put in every single day, and everybody else around him. He would have gone through parts where he needed everyone to step up and help as a team, as JaVale McGee finally gets the block that he was after. It was his first block of the game.
Chasing it for a while was the big fella. 20 points in the term to just 7 for the Taipans. It is all ground to a halt for the visitors. And their 3-match winning run in this building will come to a close. Another turnover there, number 13 of the game. Peterson at the other end.
Well, it's 14 because they did a great job looking after the ball when they went on the little run themselves, the Cairns Taipans. But since then, just careless turnovers as now Tatum's about to empty his bench. Pure dominance in this second half.
Johnny Narkle, Jackson Ball, Luca Yates getting set to check into the game. It absolutely has been, Pete. 50 points to 22 after half-time.
All been on the back of that defense I talk about. Can't wait to go back, review this game and break it down. Tyler Harvey's found his form. 18 points, he was great. McGee just doing what McGee does. Peterson off the bench. But for me, it's been Dan Greta and Wani Swakala-Bullock really standing out to me. Their defense that led to the offense, it's contagious.
So what kind of springboard can they use this game to be for the rest of the season, the Hawks?
Well, they've got to do it now against a very well-structured and much better defensive team in the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. That's the challenge, right? Yes, you can do this against a Cairns team that's had plenty of times in games where they kind of fall apart and everything is hard to score. So they've done what they've had to do in this. But how do they do it against one of the best teams in the league who look after the ball and they do the same to you at an even more prolific level?
But from a psychological standpoint, as Statman misses a 3, they're a team that has played up to the level of their opponents and down to the level of their opponents this year. Like when they have played some of these teams at the top of the ladder, that's when they've played their best.
And I think it'll be the first 5 minutes of that game against the Phoenix, right? It's, hey, let's show the Phoenix that we mean business defensively. And that's why I like to change to the starting unit, because Bilali Bales only knows how to play one way. He only knows how to play one way, and if you have anyone else on that starting unit who doesn't step up with energy, they'll be found out, because Bilali will make them continue to have to lift defensively.
Just over 2 minutes to go in this one. Breakdown from Pete Hawley. Brad Rose and Matt Russell courtside. First leg of a Saturday doubleheader. The Saturday switch to come, and then Tassie in Melbourne as Lloyd McVeigh tried to make a deposit and found the bank wasn't open on this Saturday night in the Gong. Dominated the rebound count tonight. They've looked after the ball, have the Hawks. It's been a performance full of merit for them. Peatling has that one roll off the rim. They will get to 8 and 13. They will close the gap on Tassie. A critical game for the Jack Jumpers to come. As Marcus Lee misses the bunny underneath. 0 of 4, 5 offensive boards. He's done some good things, but just had a few gilt-edged opportunities he hasn't been able to make the most of as Statman fouls Jackson Ball.
Go through the box score, and the box score doesn't tell the story at all, to be honest. Just go back and look at those individual defensive plays that just kept their discipline about them. Everyone else off the ball was moving as one. It's a young fella, Jackson Ball. Shoot a couple free throws here.
What a talent this man is.
Exciting young talent.
Headed to Wisconsin next year. He'll link up with Kirk Penny over there.
Oh, Kirk. One of my all-time favourite NBL players, Kirk Penny.
Fair enough too. Absolute bucket.
Privileged to play against him in his last ever game. Talk about emotional scenes, Joel. Now you've got me going down memory lane, and the haka, Molinari and Torrey Smith-Milner walked down there and joined in.
Kind of thing that you remember for the rest of your career, being involved in one of those moments, no doubt. Bilali Bales has given them some good minutes. He's plus 12 despite having not scored in 17 minutes of game time. Luca Yates tees up a 3. That won't fall. Under a minute to play here at the Wynn Entertainment Centre. And it is the Hawks who lead by 23. It'll really open up for them if they get there. The Hawks. They started tonight, a game and a half behind Tassie. 3 down in the loss column, but with 3 more to play. And they win by 18 points, 96-78. Tyler Harvey came out shooting flamethrowers tonight. He's our Foot Locker player of the game. He's with Matt Russell.
Good description, Joel, absolutely he did. He finished with 18 points on 4 made triples, so back-to-back games where the triples are falling. I'll get to your game in a moment. Firstly, the team, you keep Cairns to 29, only 29 second-half points after conceding 31 in the second quarter alone. What changed at half-time, Tyler?
Yeah, we just had a
come to an agreement to focus on our defensive scheme, and we showed clips of what we weren't doing right, and we all managed to lock in and figure out to stop in the second half.
Back-to-back wins for only the second time this season. There were elements there that took us back to last season. Did that win feel like the team was turning the corner, was starting to find its rhythm?
Yeah, I think me and Davo and Greta were talking on the bench. There's a certain joy when we're all sharing the ball, we're all playing fast, and you don't know who's going to take the shot, and there's a certain joy, and that's Hawks basketball, and we got to that tonight.
As a teammate, what have you made of Sam Frolling's brilliant return 3 games back from that Achilles injury?
I'll tell you what, man, it's good to have my partner in crime back.
It's great to watch as well. But you, the 3 balls are falling, 18 points today. How do you feel about your game all of a sudden?
I think it's all of us as a team. We're doing the right things offensively, and it's not just me scoring. We had so many guys in double figures tonight. If we keep that going, we can get on a little run.
Well, you Tyler, well played.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Well done.
Matty, thank you for that. Well, I think I've got the mayor of Wollongong here, right? Dan Greeter, you are so loved, man. Talk to me about that game.
Oh, it was fun, you know. It felt like we're getting back slowly to playing like the fun basketball we were last year. And yeah, these last 2 games have been unreal, and the crowd has just been unbelievable as usual. You know, the Gong, they come out here and support us every weekend, so very thankful for them.
Now, a lot of people don't know, you've been through a few injuries yourself over the years, but you have come back now.
Thanks so much, bro. Thank you.
Well said, Brad Rosen. He is so popular in the Gong. Dan Greeter, I think it's about to become mandatory that every male in the Gong has to wear a mullet. The Hawks are home 96-78. A huge second half defensive display. Their offense humming. We're back to wrap it up from the sandpit right after this. The Hawks go back-to-back for the second time this season on the back of that man. Tyler Harvey, your footlocker player of the game. He had some skip in his foot today, didn't he? Because he was dropping the threes, he was getting the bench out of their seats. That was the championship-winning Hawks returning to Wollongong Entertainment Centre. A lot for the home fans to like. They prevailed by 18 points. There are the numbers. I'll get to some numbers that aren't there on screen. They kept Cairns to 29 second half points.
Yeah, look, the big one stepping out for me is look at the field goal attempts. That is a big difference in 16 attempts and obviously 15 more makes. It's just a great second half by Illawarra. We sat here, about an hour ago, and we said what Illawarra has to do in the second half, and it was come out with energy and play hard. And by that stat you just said with the points in the second half, that was a great half of basketball for Illawarra, and what they need, now it's got to back up.
Well, let's dig into that a little bit because Cairns scored 31 points in the second quarter. That's their second highest scoring quarter of any game this season.
Yeah.
Then they're kept to 15 and 14 post that. What happened? Was it Cairns or was it Illawarra?
Look, I think you've got to say a bit of both, and this is something that has been the Achilles heel of Cairns, where they hang around, and then they just lose. I heard Joel Peterson say, fifth, sixth game or something, that they've lost by 20 or more. And that's the struggles that they've got. They went away in certainly that third quarter. They went away from Jack McVeigh. They went away from Wardenberg. They are your scorers. Those guys need to touch the ball literally every occasion. To get Jack one shot in that third, I know he's one of those players that doesn't force anything, but he's got to touch it. He's literally got to touch it every time because he'll make a good decision. Because their offense was so stagnant, because it was so against the muscle, and now Illawarra was just running, and like you said, that's the Illawarra for last year.
The only thing that Tyler Harvey dislikes more than missing shots is being made to talk about himself. But on New Year's Eve and today, he came out, as Joel mentioned, throwing flames early, and he finished with 18 points.
You never want to wish an injury, but I'm so glad that he just had that week or so off with his back, just because I think it relaxed him. I think there was a lot of pressure on him, first NBL team last year. Davo was out at the start of the season. They were trying to get wins and they were trying to get what they needed. Just by him having that little break, then he came off the bench to start that first game that he was back, hits the points. This is the Tyler Harvey. And the thing I've noticed is his shot is more arc now. The other games, it looked like it was, like a bullet coming out of his hand. What that tells me is he's relaxed and he's breathing as a player, and that's a good sign for Illawarra.
Javal McGee gets his 15th double-double of the season. He's way out in front of the pack in that regard. He's enjoying having Sam Froling out there. The Hawks are having both Twin Towers available.
That stat right there is how Illawarra get into the six. They don't need 30 and 20 from him, because if they get 30 and 20, it means other players aren't touching the ball and getting good looks. Today, I thought it was beautiful. They didn't start him in the second half because of the foul trouble, so they roll it into Sam Froling, gets a couple of good looks, but then they bring JaVale back, and look what he can do. He's a brilliant player, but I think now, instead of he being the head of the snake, now they've got another guy in Sam Froling. This is a very different Illawarra team, and I'm liking what I look at.
They're much different from when they were beaten by Cairns in round 11. That night, Dan Greeder had a career high. He was good tonight in a win. The flying mullet. Let him loose and let the crowd roar. I think he generated the biggest response of the season tonight.
Absolutely, and just his energy. I mean, I called him the mayor of Wollongong. Maybe it's the mullet of Wollongong, but this guy is just absolutely brilliant. The energy, look at him get on the floor, goes up, had a couple of dunks tonight, finishes on the break, and look at it. Look at the crowd behind him, and this one here, great pass from Davo. And just love, this guy's had how many knee reconstructions? Gets up, swings around, and lets everybody in Illawarra know we're heading to the six, we hope.
Multiple significant injuries. Look at them, they're pumped. They needed to have back-to-back wins. They needed to get on a roll. Do you have the Hawks finishing top six on the back of that performance?
Oh, look, I think you can't take anything away from Tasmania and New Zealand. Those three are very, very good teams. It is so hard to predict. If Illawarra play like this, yes, they make the six. They just beat Tasmania, and they've got them a couple of times coming up as well. So it's all in their court, but it all comes with energy, and they've got to play every game like it's their next one, like it's their last one, and Southeast are up next. That's a big test.
Yeah, quick shower for the Hawks, then they're home to watch United. They hope beat the Tassie Jack Jumpers. They want to knock Tasmania out of the top six, and United, well, they can do the Hawks a favour. On behalf of Joel Peterson and Pete Hooley, Brad Rosen and the entire team, I'm Matt Russell. Thanks for your company. Saturday Switches and Far Away. Kelsey Brown, Andrew Gaze, Leonard Copeland, they're next.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.
Matt was asking for a level with the music.
Come on, bro, give me something. Here we go.